We have abandoned the whiteboard. We have escaped the basement recording setup. Unshackle yourselves, my friends. Put a camera in your kitchen. Hello, my name is Haley Whipjack, and welcome to the first of what might be a series that I am calling I Can Do That on My First Try. And today we're going to be making armor out of EVA foam. We're not jumping right into blacksmithery. Something you might know about me is that I have 5 cats. 5 of them. So if you're thinking, are there going to be cats on this table the whole time? I don't think an act of the Lord himself could keep them off of the table. So, we're just going to be very careful with our implements. This one's Lark. I personally think that I would actually be unstoppable if I knew how to make things out of EVA foam. So the first step is, of course, to get EVA foam. I have it right here. But just EVA foam, I fear, does not armor make. So I guess actually the first step is to make the foam be in the shapes that it needs to be in. But this is actually not I can make patterns on my first try. This is I can make armor on my first try. So if you don't have homemade patterns, store-bought is fine. I found and purchased a couple of patterns from an Etsy shop. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I'm just going to put the name right here for you. They didn't ask me to do this. They don't know I'm doing this. I just found their patterns and I like them, so I'm using them. Actually, step number 1, my bad, is to cut and tape together pattern pieces. Let's give it a whirl. And the thing I'm cutting pieces up for right now is actually a breastplate that looks really cute. I feel like I've already, in many ways, set myself up for failure. I should have lined this all up first. I'll do that now. It's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle that I've already lost half the pieces to. Somehow. I don't even know how I did it. Oh! Hello, sir. Lesson learned. Do that part of the puzzle first. I worry that I've set myself up for some very silent crafting. I guess I'm just gonna have to talk to myself. I did just print these out at the exact scale that the person who made them had them at, because it seems like they and I have the exact same measurements. So let's give a big hand for being 5'7". Let's go. So I didn't actually think I could mess up this part, but this doesn't seem correct. How? So we've already reached the thing that is the reason I wanted to make this. I have whatever bugs in my brain make it so that if I don't do something perfectly, the first time, hi Hermes, the first time that I try it, I will give up forever. And I want to right now, very badly. I really want to just go, well, I guess no armor, no breastplate. This one attempt didn't work and it's all ruined. So that's why I wanted to do this. And that's why I want to maybe make a series of this, because I have the brain bugs that say if I'm not perfect at it the first time, I can never do it again. I also am terrified of being wrong on the internet. And being wrong in general, but more broadly, being wrong or seeming foolish on the internet. So this is a sort of exposure therapy for me that I've invented, that I've invited you all to. I don't need this piece. What is this piece? Do I need him? Ooh, yeah, I do. Okay. Outside line hangs out with other outside lines. We all know that. I'm gonna come back to this one. So I don't get really mad at it and explode and cry. I'm gonna instead do something else. The reason I'm calling this I Can Do That my first try isn't actually because I firmly believe I can do this correctly on my first try, but it is to sort of play off of the previously mentioned bugs that make me believe I have to do something on my first try, and also because no matter how this turns out, it's not gonna be perfect foam work by any means, but it is going to be a perfect first try. And I think there's something to be said for that as well. We got F5, we got F4, F2, F3, F6, and all of these looking really normal sort of has me extra it's just not right. I don't know what I did wrong. If I reprint this, if I do this again and I tape it together and it still looks like this, we're going with it. This is supposed to be a first try situation. I reprinted it, I retaped it together, it still had a hole in it. I just filled up the holes with more paper. Innovation! So I've got all of my breastplate pattern pieces complete. And this is where I'd be totally honest with you and tell you that while I'm gonna make this is not the thing I'm excited about. Okay, because while I was looking on this Etsy shop for armor patterns, I found a pattern for a curly witch hat. And now that's the vision. Like literally the pieces do this. It's gonna be all... I'm so excited. We're creating a character here, you and I. One that wears breastplate armor and also a very silly hat. If there's one thing about me, I love a silly thing that goes on the head. I took a little bit of time off camera to finish all these pattern pieces, and the entire time I was doing that, different cats were coming to sit on this foam. So it's covered in hair. Yes, a culprit. This one is Sparrow. So I don't know if there's like a smart or a correct way to cut out the pieces in foam once you have them in paper, but what I'm gonna do is trace. I'm gonna trace the pieces onto the foam and then cut them out with my X-Acto knife from there. That feels good, right? So to make the front, we're gonna need 2 each of pieces F1, F2, and F3, but one of the halves has to be mirrored from the other half. Are you getting this? So we're gonna do F1 and then we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna do F1 but backwards. She's not getting this. That's fine. I have to do everything around here myself. Will you hold on to these? Thank you. This piece is really cute. It's like a little peplum almost. If armor could have a little bit of a peplum moment, this armor has that. Can you not do that here? After all my beautiful tracing, we've got, it looks like this. And those are all the pieces for the front, which means surely I can throw away these and I'll never need them again. Because as we all know, I'm gonna get this perfect on the first try. Is now a good time to let everybody know that I have no 3-dimensional spatial awareness skills? Kind of none at all. I'm always covered in bruises. I never know what my physical body is doing at any point in time. I once almost ended a relationship over how bad I was at the video game Portal 2 because I'm incapable of thinking with portals. I can't do it. I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing. It's beyond me. Oh, I did not do that right. Well, that piece is a little curvier than it's supposed to be. Whoa, it's a piece. All of that about the spatial reasoning was to say that I really do just have to trust all of this is going to come together because right now I'm just looking at shapes. And I can in no way fathom how they're going to create something I can put on my human body. I trust though. I trust and believe. That Etsy shop would never lie to me. You really think someone would do that? Just come onto the internet and tell lies? Peace. Peace. Scissors? Scissors. Angles. Ow. Peace. It's maybe just now hitting me how bold of a choice it is for a guy who got an injury making a recap video of Once Upon a Time to be doing something where the primary activity seems to be knife. Piece. Piece. So this is all 6 pieces to make the front. Do I just go ahead and cut out the back too? Trying to find anything that hasn't been cat haired is a real exercise. Somebody bit this. Hello? Hello? Somebody bit that for sure. Was it you? Pieces. And I managed to avoid the little chopped bit and everything. Piece. Piece. Ow! Would it be a good thing or a bad thing to bleed on the foam? Because objectively bad because it messes up what I've got going on here, but also I'm using it to make armor. So is that like thematic in a way? Piece, piece, piece. These are the 6 pieces for the back panel. Do I just go ahead and cut out all the stuff for the witch hat? Wow, that's what I'm doing. And then maybe tomorrow I come back and I be a glue machine, right? Now, witch hat pieces, as we all well know, come in 2 different forms. They come in big pieces that are the sort of the, you know, the base of the why can't I pick this up? The base of the hat sort of situation. We need 2 of each of these, which is quite a bit. And then it also comes in tiny curly forms, which we also need 2 of each of. I'm definitely missing a little curly guy. Oh, Lord. I'm missing D3. Oh, and D5. Oh, okay. I got him. Don't worry. Don't freak out. There's a possibility of a world where all of this does come out of one sheet. I'm willing to attempt to live in that world. What if I actually do get this like perfect first try? Am I defeating the experiment by like hoping that happens? No, I think that's probably just to be expected. That's why we need an experiment in the first place. Dumbass. I just think I'm sort of like if you could be allergic to the way your own brain works. Does that make sense? I want to avoid it. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, turns out I was worried for no reason. It all fit. This is all my hat pieces. Hat. Day 2, more like day, glue. It's actually been much more than one day. I got distracted and I raised $34,000 for Trans Lifeline. But I'm back now. Not that that actually makes any difference to you watching this video, but I would never lie to you. I have all of my foam pieces here for the breastplate and for the hat, all cut out, all ready to go. So now we're in the stage where it actually needs to get constructed, which isn't where things could start to go wrong, but is where we may realize they have been going wrong all along. I have some handy dandy contact cement. That's what I'm going to be using to attach all the pieces. Do not worry, the window is open, the room is properly ventilated. We might have to fight the cats back from eating it, but I'm well practiced in this. I'm going to start with the breastplate. I'm going to start with the back of the breastplate because I feel like if I'm going to mess up gluing things together somehow, that's going to be the safest place to make those mistakes. We'll see. Fun fact about contact cement, it does not smell good. Oh my God. Comes out of the bottle like it's got something to prove. Jeez, I feel like I'm gonna need like a clamp to hold these things together. Is that a standard part of the process? Clamping foam? Heavy bottles of stuff. Heavy stuff bottles. Is this hold things together and be patient sort of process? Because if I got like a bunch of full bottles of liquid and placed them along both sides of the foam, so the foam couldn't move and it had to be pressed up against each other and couldn't stop migrating. Would that work? And then we turn all the labels away because they're not paying me. I might be a genius. Okay, I just poured a bunch more glue onto the top and I do feel like I'm gonna regret that later. Probably. So like I kind of mentioned earlier, the back of the breastplate is 2 mirrored parts and then each of those parts are made up of 3 pieces. So like this is gonna be on one half and then I'm taking essentially 2 identical but mirrored pieces to be the other half. And then those 2 will meet and that's one human back. When you guys were kids, did you ever do that thing where you'd pour Elmer's glue all over your hands just to let it dry so you could peel Elmer's glue off of your hands? Because I did that as a kid, but I feel like it's happening to me kind of non-consensually now. Look at that! The other half is a little more, there's holes in the seam, but it's together. Let's see if we can peplum the bitch. Now this is going to be tricky because it's this line here, this curved one, that has to meet that there. So that, gonna need a lot of glue. Okay, trying to do the whole thing at once, failed. Little bit at a time. This one's cut at an angle, so I do just have to hold it with my hands. Okay. Well, that's a little bit more of an extreme. A little more extreme than I thought. Okay. We'll just let that sit and dry like that. Sure. When in doubt, pour more glue on it. Again, it's probably something I'll regret later when we're trying to paint it because I can't imagine that's gonna dry really smooth, but I'm more concerned with it breaking. I keep stopping to peel glue off my fingers and I just need to accept it at some point. There's just gonna be glue. Now, I think I would call both of those bitches adequately peplumed. Is that the angle I think they wanted it at? No. It's a little less peplum, a little more shelf. But what knight does not need a little extra shelf? Those things don't have pockets. Okay, suits of armor are not known for their storage capabilities. I'm an innovator. I guess the next step is to glue together the front panels. Now this does mean we're back with our old friend F1. You'll recall F1 is the piece that I had to cut multiple times because there kept being a hole in the pattern, and then I eventually just pretended the hole in the pattern was supposed to be there. So I guess we'll find out how wrong I was. We're also back with pieces that can use the Dr. Pepper model. They don't quite match up. I'm so afraid of attempting to make these. Okay, maybe that's supposed to happen. Maybe it's supposed to curve. Maybe that's fine. Oh, it hates it though. It hates it really bad. He doesn't want to. Is that okay? Is that right? You know what this situation needs? More glue. Get in there. Get in there. I think I knew objectively on some level that whatever I was making was gonna have to curve because the human body is not a flat line. I still don't like seeing it do this. More glue. More glue. Armor craves glue. I've discovered a really fun combination, and that combination is contact cement and cat hair. I think you can sort of connect all those dots yourself. How dry do these ones need to be before I can add the shelf? Because I'm gonna try to do it right now, but if it breaks everything, I am gonna be upset. These pieces are so big, they're just slipping all over the place, which is not what glue is supposed to do. Did I use too much? Does too much glue actually not make sticky, it makes slippery? Hypothesis still to be tested. This isn't working. I could cut it in half. I could just cut it in half. Perfect. It's not about measurement, it's about vibes. You know how to fix that? Me too. Just a little more glue. I cut it like here. Great. So this half is going on beautifully. Oh, I'm a foam master. So what have y'all been up to the past couple weeks? Me personally, I finished kindergarten. So ask me any question you want about rhyming words and I've got it. Okay, dog, frog. Nailed this. Ham jam. Crushed it. This mirrored front side is actually going way better than the other front side, so we'll have at least like half of a good breastplate, right? A fourth, at least. Great. Okay, everything has glue. Everything is resting. Everything is attached. So now I have 4 different panels. I have front, front, back, back. I'm gonna let these cure the correct set. I'm gonna let them all set. And then I'm gonna come back and try to attach them together. And then I'll do my hat. Updates from the glue factory. Look at that! Look at that! That's like a torso! It's a little pointy in the front. It's a little bit, maybe it's not exactly torso shape, but it's close. So this is every front piece, every front panel. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna trim the armholes got a little weird. I'm gonna trim that to make that nice and smooth. And then I'm going to add the back panels to the sides and leave the back panels unattached for now. Because I don't actually know how you're supposed to get into it once it's fully attached. And could I look it up? Yes, I could. I don't want to, so I won't. I feel like I can figure it out. I feel like foam science can't be that hard. Armholes smoothened. Other updates from the glue factory include, I started the hat. I would love to lift the hat up to show you, but it appears I have glued it to the table. So this is the hat base. Oh, it's massive. Yes, yes. Still just need to glue this last little bit together. That'll be nice and easy peasy. Okay. So I sat and I started thinking about the hat and all the teeny tiny pieces that make up the hat. And I think gluing these together might kill me. Or perhaps just in general would be a very bad time. And I know at the beginning I said this is not, I can make patterns on my first try. But how hard can it be to make a cone? Right? That's 2 triangles. I can make a triangle. And I feel like if I know the circumference of this inside circle, I should be able to essentially make 2 triangles where the base of each of those triangles is half the circumference, and then just kind of wrap it around and then lean those triangles against each other and glue them together. It feels like science. Half the circumference is 13 inches. So I should be able to make 2 triangles with a 13-inch base butt, and then just sort of curve them and then make them kiss. For some reason, instead of getting more big sheets of foam, I got this like strip of foam. So I think I'm actually gonna be pretty limited in how tall I can make the top of the hat. Like I can only make it like this tall. Maybe it'll look more cash. This is a casual witch's hat. Okay, we don't need our big fancy spirals every time. Make the base 13 inches, and we're gonna want the point to be halfway through, which is gonna be 6.5. I feel like this is gonna work. And I know in my heart it's not, because why would it? But also, why wouldn't it? You know, let's live a little. Peace. Right, so if he just kind of curls like that, and then him and his friend can kiss. I just have to make him a friend. We are winning. We are powerful. Nobody can stop us now. And then these guys, they just make a circle like this. Okay. Did you know that maybe I'm dumb? How do I get you guys to kiss? I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna glue this into a 3-dimensional shape first, and then I'll figure out, maybe I'll just go through and cut it like this to make it sit on the brim, because I actually can't conceptualize why this didn't work. I don't understand. The gluing process is going well. Once again, I really don't know how many bottles of Dr. Pepper it's supposed to take to successfully craft, but it is gonna take a full 6-pack for me. It looks like. Okay, so let's see what we're working with now. I have here a sort of a cone. It's cone-ish for sure. It kind of dips down at the sides, which isn't really what I was going for, but it is just kind of how it worked. And it's a little, it's not quite right on the top, but cone-ish for sure. We will find a way to attach this to a brim of a hat. And I was gonna lift up the breastplate to look at it, but it seems I broke it instead. So let's do more glue. So this is the brim of the hat, right? And I guess my main concern is that this is gonna have to get trimmed, right? So these points are gone and I'll be able to actually glue it down. But then I think the circumference is going to be the wrong, like I think it's gonna be too small. So what I might end up having to do is basically cut out like another ring to put on top of this here, because I don't wanna lose the size of the divot in the middle, because right now my head fits in there pretty okay. I don't wanna shrink that down to the point where my head doesn't go in there, because then it's not a hat, right? Then it just falls off. Point 1 gone, point 2 gone. I'm also excited because I feel like once we're done with this portion of it, like once things are constructed, then I'm gonna start having fun thinking about like the character that we're making, you know, by coloring and painting and decorating everything. That's gonna be like a fun little treat. That's like the final reward for doing all this. I feel like a real scientist doing all this. It's kind of fun. It's definitely almost something right there. We let that dry. We let that apparently finally dry. I thought it was done. We're so close. It's happening. It's happening. It's all coming together. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't. Okay. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please, 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 please. Please be normal. Please be normal. Oh, be so normal. Yes! Yeah! So do you see what I mean? That I'm like confused about how you're supposed to attach this and then still put it on. It would break, surely, right? Like if this was a sort of sculptural piece, my shoulders would simply tear it open. My big, broad shoulders would simply tear it open. So instead, right now I'm gonna try and put it on like it's a little vest. I'm so scared, but it's fine. It's fine. This is what it was made for. It was made to go on my body. So it's, Wait, okay, hang on. Now there is a problem. There is, okay, and that's that it's not quite, it's not gonna go together in the back. And honestly, I don't need it to. This is perfect. This is perfect. Look at me. Look at me. Little arm with my my little perfect 90-degree shelf. All right, you could rest a beverage on that. It's perfect. I really am still gonna paint it, even though it's just gonna be open in the back forever now. That's just its lot in life. I have to see this through. I'm so excited. It's on me. And then, see, it's got a little donut around the edge there. So it looks a little weird. It looks a little silly. Also, there's still just a little bit of sticker from the foam sheet on there, but that's fine. You can't see that part anyway. It's gonna go on my head. Yes. Oh, I'm a little witch. Ooh, I'm a little witch. None of the cats are here to celebrate with me. I'm celebrating just with you. I'm a little witch. I'm a little witch in my little witch armor. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's the vision. The initial vision was that I was gonna do gold for the breastplate, and then I have a lot of green, and I was gonna make the hat green and the breastplate gold. But now, I'm thinking maybe hat and breastplate green, and then I can decorate with gold, and I've got these like fake decorative flowers that are in like golds and creams and reds. Are you seeing the vision right now? You seeing the vision right now? We put the flowers along the brim. Okay, we could maybe even paint some flowers on this situation. The whole underside could be gold. I'm seeing it. I've also got this Warbler Flex Bond that the internet said you use to prime foam. So I think tonight I'm gonna slap a bunch of this on all the foam. You don't have to be there for that part. I'm just gonna be using a big brush, slamming this absolutely everywhere. And then tomorrow I paint it all green and we decorate and it looks so cute. And maybe I have like a cream colored like peasant dress. This is all coming together. I'm a genius. Oh, actually, wait, how do I take this off? Okay. Yep, good. And to think, nobody believed in me, but I knew I could do it on my first try. The hole in this is in fact too small now. Now that I donutted it, it's just falling right off the head. But it's so strong is the thing that it doesn't even matter. There's so much glue in this thing, it could survive a fall from any height. I'm so pumped. Primer, then paint, then decoration, then we style it, we make a little character. This is the best day ever. Okay. So the painting process has begun and it's not going, I wouldn't say it's going well. I did primer everything. I think that was a useless endeavor. I don't think I needed to do that because I did not primer the underside of my little peplums, but I decided I did want them to be gold and it looks fine. It's only one coat of gold. I'm gonna do another one, but this looks gross. That doesn't look right. Ew. Ew. Now this is also only one layer of gold. I will be doing another one. And I did this before I figured out that I could balance it upside down like this on boxes. So the paint was running for sure. So I'm gonna go back over all of that with more gold. And I think instead of using a little brushy moment, I'm gonna go in with a sponge brush and see if that leaves less strokes behind. I just want it to look good. Did you know that if you feel like you aren't getting enough paint on the thing that you're painting, you can just pour the paint directly onto it and like no one's gonna call the cops or anything? You can just do it. I do want to start thinking about the character that's being constructed here because I think I'm already kind of in love with her just based on the little bit there already is. Bright green witch hat with this obnoxiously shiny gold underneath. I forgot it was so metallic. It's very shiny. But I was thinking about it being a kind of garden witch situation because we're gonna put flowers around the brim. So here's the thought, is what if all the bright gold makes you function as a sort of human scarecrow? If you're constantly throwing sunlight directly into a bird's eyes, no way they wanna hang out with your plants anymore. I don't believe it. And it's cheaper than enchanting the whole garden. You know, we work with the resources we have. Can people comfortably make eye contact with you when you go to the weekly market? No. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Maybe not. Name me one garden witch that loves social interaction. You can't. They don't exist. Unless you personally are a garden witch that loves social interaction. In that case, I'm sorry. And I didn't mean it. Me not believing that you're real has no actual bearing on whether you're real or not, you know? I don't get to make that call. Look how much better that is. Look at how much nicer that is. And how insanely shiny. We're gonna blind so many birds. The underside of the shelves. Gold as well. And now we get to make everything green. I unfortunately don't think I'm going to be pouring this onto here. No, we shut down that line of thinking, right? No. Yeah. Sponge. That's kind of like pouring. Okay, well, you know, you can only resist your truth for so long. I think what I've learned is I need to not be afraid of using too much paint, because it looks a lot nicer when you just slap so much paint onto it. But for some reason, I feel like I have to be so careful. New concern I'm having. Does this look like Shrek? Does it look like Shrek? Because if it does, I'll stop right now. I think it's in my head because I saw a group of teens at the mall today making fun of Shrek. I'm getting old. Green. Ah, there's a bug. Oh, but you don't want to be in there. That's wet paint. Come on, dude. This is bad for both of us. Ah! I was somehow unprepared for how long it takes paint to dry. It takes like a long time. And maybe I'm slapping too much paint around. But I don't see a different way to do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's part of the whole thing. These are the flowers that I have that I'm gonna cut up and put along the brim. I think it's gonna be so cute. I think it's gonna be so cute. This character, a garden witch who is her own scarecrow, all right? Wears a little bit of armor, wears a little bit of hat, likes the aesthetic. I'm thinking transatlantic accent, which is fun because I don't know how to do a transatlantic accent. Not that I need to. I'm not like putting this together for an episode of Dropout Television's Very Important People. I'm making a hat. But I'm thinking transatlantic accent. And whenever I think transatlantic accent, all that I want to do is just go, well, she'll need a name. And my instinct is to go like 2 on the nose and give her a bird name. But unfortunately, 2 of my cats already have bird names. And I feel like inviting any more into my life is simply overkill. So then my other instinct is to go like super old school, like classic old lady names. I feel like always hit when you're going fantasy. Like Esther. Do we like Esther? I think Esther's good. Or Gladys. Who doesn't love a Gladys? We do a little 2-part name, a little Mary Jean, a little Tally Sue. Could just go Mary or Jane or Joan or Jean. Little old green Jean over here. It's gotta be that. I think unfortunately we gotta go Jean. I was this close to committing to Gladys and then I thought of a single rhyme. All right, so we're so close. I just need to finish greening Jean. I need to add another layer of paint to the cone and add some green to the other side of the back of the breastplate. I need to add a little bit of gold florals and some other florals here. And then I can style it. And then I can show it to you. And Jean will be real. Do I practice my transatlantic accent until then? No. That's not the video concept. I don't need to be good at that. I don't need to be good at anything. That's the video concept. Sometimes things are worth doing just to do them. Just for the experience. I forgot my own thesis. I thought I was done with the green. I got the whole other back half of this. We're gonna get through this. I'm getting paint all over my me. I'm getting impatient now. I don't know if that happens to you when you do new things, but when I get close enough to done, the fact that I have to keep going is the most infuriating thing in the world. What do you mean I have to actually finish it? I'm so close. Is me being so close not enough? And no, it's not. Oh, this is so much thicker than I thought it was. Oh no! Just thought this part was gonna be really easy, I guess. And it's not. Ta-da! It feels very dramatic, cutting up a bouquet this way. I feel like I was just scorned. And I have to get rid of any evidence that there was ever positive emotion felt for another person. This is so much work. Why is this so on there? Come on. Did it. I want a couple leaves too. Feels right. Maybe a little bit of whatever that is. I was also thinking just a little bit, not right there, obviously, down at the base of the brim. There's still some wet paint down there. Down at the base of the brim, and then we do the flower. You're seeing it. You're seeing it, you understand. At least this brush is going back to glue. I'm a glue master these days. I'm just so excited to feel done. And to be done. And to feel accomplished. I can't wait. This is the dress I'm putting under it. I think it fits the vibe. I think it fits the mood. I am gonna have to put you down though. It's on. It's on me. And it's so green. This is the greenest thing I've ever seen. I did just a little bit of decorating. There's a little like gold filigree situation up here. And I wanted this to look like grass. But I think because it's gold, it looks kind of like fire. And then I realized I could have had the entire concept be that I was going to paint flames on it so I could go fast. And none of you said anything, and now I'm slow forever. Next time we paint something, racing stripes. Racing stripes and flames. You might be asking, Haley, how's it closed in the back? It's not. It's not, but I really don't see how that's any of your concern. I was thinking about maybe just taping it closed for this while I'm talking, but honestly, it's not really going anywhere while I move. I think it's a little too sturdy for that, so who needs it? It is still exceedingly pointy in the front. That's not how a body is shaped, and that's also probably why it won't close in the back, why there's so much space. Is because all the space that should be going around me is instead going in front of me. Like, I feel kind of a weapon on my own, though. Like, I could just go like this and I get you. I feel like the shelf has also started to droop, too, which is a little disappointing. I could put something on it. Yes, perfect. The essentials for any garden witch. Electrical tape. If you hear a really loud clattering sound, don't worry, it's just the shelf failing me. I still feel pretty mobile, too. Like, I can do activities right now. I feel good. That was too much activity. I will say the presence of the peplums means I kind of can't put my arms, like I can put my arms down, but it feels really wrong, and also they're like right at elbow height. So I just sort of have to keep my arms floating, and luckily for me, that is just how I stand. So, no real difference there. Big hat. Big hat. It's a big hat, and it doesn't fit my head. It's fun to have the hat kind of up on an angle, because then you can see the bird blinding technology. But then you can't see all the flowers. So what the hell? I'm Jean the Green. I'm the best garden witch that anybody's ever seen. God, I'm so good at rhyming words. Well, and that's it. That's all I got. That's the one word I can do in the voice I think this character should have. So instead you just got me. Jean the Green. I did it! I made them with my hands. We started with just flat sheets of white foam. And now we have Jean the Green! Truly cannot believe how rewarding it is to finish a hands-on project. How is no one else talking about this? And if I want the camera to see the whole hat, I just gotta get low. I just gotta talk to you. I'm getting real with you down here, okay? This hat is so precarious. But I think it turned out so cute. I think the flowers on the brim are one of the best ideas maybe I've ever had in my entire life. I love it. I feel so strong. I have the power of creation in my body, in my hands, and nobody's even trying to take it away from me. Nobody even knows the kinds of things I can do, the kinds of things I could make that I could destroy. And here I am resisting the impulse now to start tearing this into pieces as a sort of logical follow-up to the bit, but I think I'd cry. So I will not be destroying it. And it's like, does the back of either of these pieces look good? No. But why are you looking at the back of me? I'm talking to you. Basically, I'm kind of like a foam master now, and also a garden witch, and also Jean the Grain. And I did all of that on my first try. What do I do with these things now? They're so big. I just have them in my house now? I'll just wear them around to play Baldur's Gate. Thank you so much to everyone who believed in me and my ability to do everything perfectly on my first try. I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's not perfect, and there's a lot of things about this project that make me want to tear it up and maybe never do it again. But I saw it through to the end, even when things happened like the breastplate obviously wouldn't close, and I don't know how cones work. I just kept trucking through it, and we got all the way to the end, and I have a finished thing I can hold. It doesn't have to be perfect, I can hold it, because I believe in me. My faith never wavered once, because my faith wavered about 10 times. And you believed in me too. Though of course there is no one who believes in me more than my patrons over my Patreon, patreon.com/HayleyWhipjack. They have been following this adventure as it's been happening, as I've been giving them updates, and they've all been very sweet. Those patrons have early access to all of my videos, and they also get an extra video every single month, and I'm gonna read a bunch of their names to you right now. Thank you to my patrons such as Alcyon Hero, Annie G, Autumn, Vector, Britty, Kazran, Kelsey, Chadborn, Ollie D, Rue, The Sheriff, Zachary Fly, Zebby Lown, Aaliyah, A Bitter Taste Of, Aiden Sowood, Amy Ernst, AJ Hollian, Akadoroku, Alexander, Alex Pluto Murphy, Alex Stevens, Alex, Anastasia, Anna Elise, Anna, Annie Teller, Amalia, Argentum Inc., Artemis Nix, Ashley Figura, Ash Raven, Avery, Jack Thayer, Avery Little, Axorus, Aiden, Azure, Babbity Kate, Bought a Kid, Barb, Beardic Knowledge, Becca B, Bex Rhodes, Beck B, Bees, Blake Stewart, Bobby Banner, Bowie, Box of Cherubs, Brainboy, Caleb, Cammy, Caroline Odin, Cass Rogers, Cat, In a Skin Suit, Silk Code, Cerulia, Cheyenne, Chronic Escapee, Chip Up, Claire Sheehan, Claire Online, Clever Name, Cloud and Mercury, Connie, Kuste, Cyrus Moore, Dakota Luansky, Danny Bozeman, Daniel Waldher, Danielle Tefke, Declan Roof, Deals, Delaney, Devin Eller, Devin Meskel, Digimaniac33, Ditto, Drake, Eli Gibson, El Verona, Elysium, Embers, Emma B, Emma S, Emma Thomas, NB Ennui, Eric, Aaron Rumsey, Evil Scrump, Fish, Fletcher Sanderson, Flub, Foolery with Nori, Funky Elvis Monkey, Finch R, Gabby, Giant, Graham Harrison, Gregory Wise, Hale, Hannah Anderson, Harley, Harper Hex, Henry, Honeybee, Infinity Girl, Insane in the Brain, It's a Secret, Izzy Alexander, Jackie, Jacob Chisholm, James David, James Summers, Jamie, Jasmine Jane, Jeffrey Wilkstrom, Jenny Fasak, Jenny Waboom, Jeremy B, Jericho, Jessica Pade, Jet Jordan, Jordy LaForge, Joshua Caliendo, Jubilee, Julia S, Juliana Backer, Julia Stank, Cabo Conrad, Kakasu Wolf, Carissa, Kathleen, Catherine Hill, Kelsey Rodriguez, Curb.jpg, Keverlyn C, Kian Smith, King Panda, Kitty Kitty Large Paws, KJ, Kyle Richardson, Kylie Dactyl, Lady of Autumn, Laura Whitlock, Lawson, Lee, Lemon, Liam John Lawson, Liddy, Lisa Spitalowitz, Lizzie Gale, Lucy Schneider, Luca Bazooka, Lydia Gilarnu, Marcel Barth, Marie, Martine, Mary R, Matt Ross, Matt Dan, Max Roth, May, Micah, Michael West, Minnie's Mayhem, Mitchum and Ditchum, Most Spooky, Molly Early, Murph Wazir, Nathan Shivlet, Navy Speaker, Nick the Brick, Noah, Nora H, Nick Snacks, Alethea, Arliv, Oski the Bard, Paige, Pete Alexander, Philip Dameron, Fix, Phoenix, Poplato, Poetic Cinema, Poorly Fleshed Skeleton, Quintanimo Bay, Rachel Evner Tinsley, Rainbow Namja, Rebecca Dawn, Ren, Roman Landslide, Ricky Baby, Rosemary Finch, Rosie Redhead Girl, Rowan C, Ruby Maidment, Rune Tannen, Ryan Hlabasek, Ryan Isaacs, SG, Sal, Saphicus Finch, Sarah Gowan, Seabass of the Sea, Sierra Brown, Simon Says, Simran, Site 42, Sky McQuinley, Slime Envy, Space Battery, Spapple, Spicy Mushroom, Steam, Steph Bell, Stephanie U, Sticks, Sydney, Silas S, Taylor Burke, Taylor Gardner, Tex the Gentle Giant, the Fake Zodiac, the Plum Satyr, Thomas Guzzo, TJ Dash, Toby Springer, Tommy Peterson, Tyler Whitsitt, Unholy Fish, Your Mom, V, Val Hallen, Vanilla Zucker, Bunks Funks, Whatever Tups, Will, Wood, Woody Danielle, Mbe Leo, Zachary McMinn, Zachary Wayman, Zane, and Zanian. I did that all in one try? Let's go! Thank you very much for watching me perfectly make foam armor on my first try. If you have an idea for a skill that would make me extra powerful if I were to in fact master it on my first try, please let me know. I would love to keep sort of collecting things I know how to do. We're just trying to do self-improvement or something over here. And I will see you next time. No, but imagine it in red, right? With flames and racing I'd be Lightning McQueen. I'd be Fantasy Lightning McQueen.